Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to look at how to add a glow to the image that we're working with. It can be subtle or it can be a strong glow. It's entirely up to you and whatever you prefer. So to get started, we'll go to File and Open, and I'm going to open the same image that I used in the last video of the rhinos. And for the glow, I'm going to show you two different ways we can achieve that. The first one is by coming down to the light filter in the bottom of the layer panel that looks like the hourglass and coming up to Diffuse Glow. This is one way. We'll just go over the settings. The radius controls how much the pixels surrounding the highlighted areas are affected. Then we've got the intensity, that controls the strength of the highlights. So for this one I'm going to put it right up. We've got the threshold. Now the threshold determines the range of the highlights, and this is the tolerance. If we lower the tolerance down, it will start to go into the shadow areas as well. And then we've got the opacity that we can lower down or up to show how much of the effect comes through. But with this, I found if we put the intensity right up and have the opacity down, it's a good way. Or if we swap them around, when we try and match them this way, it doesn't seem to work as well. So I'm going to put that right up and come that down to about 4%. Then what we can do is we can close that off, and I'm gonna just drag this out of the group so it's not clipped to the actual background. And then if we click on the little cog, the blend ranges. The reason why I went into the actual shadows is because when the blend ranges, we can drop it out so it doesn't affect the actual highlights. And with this way, we untick them so it doesn't keep our lines straight if we decide to move them. Doing it this way, it now blends our glow from the shadows into the highlights. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit more onto these and then close that off, and then we can control it even more by using the opacity on this one. So if you want a subtle one, you can go right down and have it there, and then it's only a slight glow you get. If you want the intensity even further, we can go right up and have a lot stronger glow, and that's how it looks like with the more intense glow. So that's the one way to have a diffuse glow, or there is another way. So what I'm going to do is just delete that layer. Now the second way we can get to a diffuse glow is by not using that, but instead of coming down to a light filter and going to Gaussian Blur. I'm just going to drag this out so it's not clipped to the actual background layer, and I'm going to put this right up to about 65%. We need to make sure the preserve alpha is ticked so it doesn't take it from the edges. And then I'm just going to close that off and change the blend mode to overlay. So we close that off. We've got that to that, but that's a little too strong right now, so we can lower that right down again, and we can change the settings. So that's what it was, that's what it is now. So it's entirely up to you which way you go, but there's two different ways. this way works more like the last video in the autumn, but it's not as strong. So it comes down to on which way you prefer. This way will give you a more subtler way than using the filter way. And that's it really. If this video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.